Hello, and let's talk about menstrual hygiene today. 1st to 7th of July is celebrated as the SAFE Motherhood Week. And what is better than having good habits inculcated in our children, in our girl child who are in their teenagers, that is the adolescent girl child. Okay, and this adolescent girl child is slowly going to grow and grow into a adult female who is a responsible adult for recreation. Okay, so let's know about menstruation. Now, what is menstruation? Menstruation is basically a cyclical shedding of endometrium of the uterus. Now, this is the medical language. Okay, so in local language, it is basically whipping of the uterus. So, the lining of the uterus is shed every month. Now, why is this lining created? The lining is created physiologically. That is, it is a natural thing that the lining will be formed once the girl child comes in her, the adolescence, when she starts having her menses, when her age is around 10, 11, 12, 13 years. During this time, they start menstruating. Now, during this menstruation time, the lining of the uterus is shed every month so that the new lining is formed just as a preparation to receive a ovum or a zygote that is said. This topic I will cover up some other time. Now, the menstruation is perceived as unclean or as a taboo in India. A lot of them do not prefer to talk about menstruation in public, to the extent that even in the house, when you talk to each other, like, talking about menstruation or talking about something regarding menstruation, you have to talk it in one corner. You cannot talk it in the house. To that extent, even in the educated families, if you agree to it, please write comment stating that yes, it is the state here, and we, the new generation, need to change this way of behavior. Menstruation is a normal thing in our life, and it should be perceived as a normal dialogue or dialect in our families which are educated, and even in the uneducated family we should promote that. Okay, so now coming to menstrual hygiene myths, which what problems they can cause. Now, first and foremost, it decreases the self-esteem of the girl. Okay, they make the girl feel that this is an unhygienic condition, which it is not. Rather, shedding of endometrium is, you are getting a new endometrium every month. Okay, it's the most cleanest thing that can happen. Second thing, use of proper materials which can be used to manage this menstruation. Okay, which I will talk about later. Thirdly, giving them the proper security and usage of toilet wherever they go, like in the schools or in the workplace, wherever they are, they should have the use. They should have the proper facilities available. Now, why is this menstrual hygiene important? Menstrual hygiene is important because if you don't practice the menstrual hygiene, there are high chances of urinary tract infection, there are high chances of reproductive tract infection. There are so many products which are available now, and there are certain products which may release some toxic substances, because of which you can get infected, such as toxic shock syndrome, which is very common if you don't happen to change your pads or change your tampons or change your menstrual cups at the right time, because the bacteria can thrive. It's after all a blood. Okay, bacteria can thrive and they can cause infection in the rest of the body, which is called the toxic shock syndrome. Okay, repeated infections of the reproductive tract, that is the private parts, can also predispose you to different type of cancers. That is why the menstrual hygiene is very important, and it should be started from the day one that the child gets her periods, because she should know what is the cleanest way of managing herself. Now, as the usage is important, also is the importance of how to dispose such things. The disposal of the pads, the disposal of tampons which are used. So the disposal has to be proper. First thing is, you have to change the pads or change the tampons or whatever product you're using every 4 to 6 hours. Okay. Secondly, the whatever product is used, if it is a disposable one, close it properly in the wrap, or wrap it properly in the paper and throw it properly in the dustbins which are allocated for that. Do not throw it here and there, because it's going to litter your place around. It will attract flies, it will attract insects, it will create a nuisance in the surroundings. That is why, as much as possible, try not to dispose it in an unclean way. Okay, so disposal is also important. Now there are various tips for menstrual hygiene. So first, as I said, change your pads or your whatever product you are using every 4 to 6 hours. Second thing, keep your pubic area, that is your private area, clean, nice and clean and dry, and even the undergarment should be clean and dry, and they should be changed periodically. Third thing is, dispose your the napkins or all of the products that you're using properly in a wrapped paper in a dustbin. Next is, avoid vaginal douching. Now, what is meant by vaginal douching is, many girls are in the habit of trying to deep clean the vagina, which is not required. But yes, after passing urine or every time you change the pad, you have to clean your private parts with plain water and dry it, so that there is no irritation, there is no sogginess in that area, which can predispose you to infections. One more thing is, take bath every day, even when you are menstruating, because this is a misconception or some myth that when you are having menstruation, you're not supposed to have bath, especially you're not supposed to have head bath, or you're not supposed to have bath, or you can have bath after 4 days or 5 days. These are all myths. Maintaining cleanliness is very important, so have bath daily. Maybe head bath you can have once in 2 days or 3 days, but full body bath should be had every day. Every day you have to have the full body bath, and clean your private parts too. Now, what are the various products which are available for the menstrual hygiene? One is the sanitary napkin, second one is the tampon, and the third thing is the menstrual cup. Okay, now menstrual cup is something new which has come up, and yes, a lot of females are taking up onto it. Okay, then the sanitary pads are of two types. They are either disposable or they are reusable. So when you use the reusable, then see to it that its hygiene is kept to the highest level. If you are a person who cannot keep the hygiene of the reusable product, please avoid using it. But if you are a person who can maintain the hygiene, yes, go ahead, use the reusable one, because it is nature friendly. The second thing is the disposable pads. Now, in the disposable pads also, there are different types which are available. There are ones which are having a lot of plastic material. There is the other one which is more of a natural material. I will do a video on this some other day. But the natural materials which are properly which can properly decompose in the environment are more preferable over the plastic products, because overall, over the time, the plastic products are going to increase the dirt around us, and it is not biodegradable, which can create so many other problems. The other two products, the tampons and the menstrual cup, are also a good choice, but provided again that you are changing them very often, okay, and that you take care of these products, clean them, but especially the menstrual cup, clean it properly. Tampons are to be disposed the way the pads are disposed, but the menstrual cup can be reused. Now, when you are reusing the menstrual cup, see to it that the cup is very clean. Also, while using it, take the proper guidance from your doctor or from a senior who is using it, wherein the size of the menstrual cup, the fit of the menstrual cup, how to fit it, all these things are very important, which can be covered up in some other topic. My today's topic was basically about menstrual hygiene in the girl child, which I have covered almost. If you have any queries, please write them down so that I can make another video on that and answer your questions. Okay, and happy Safe Motherhood week. And this adolescent girl is someone who is going to be a safe mother later on. So the whole series of topics which will be coming up in the next 7 days, please see to it that you watch them and share them widely, so that people have the basic knowledge of safe motherhood. Thank you.